Now that your brain is busy and you're so focused on coloring, what can we expect from Taylor and Travis's wedding?
I would love to give you all the details. I don't have them.
Somebody just tried the most creative interrogation technique we've ever seen to get wedding details out of the Kelce family, and it still didn't work. On the latest episode of a popular podcast, a host sat Kylie Kelce down, put coloring books in front of her, waited until her hands were busy and her brain was distracted, and then hit her with the question the entire world has been waiting to ask: so what can we expect from Taylor and Travis's wedding? And Kylie's response was so perfectly delivered, so effortlessly smooth, that it might be the best non-answer in the history of celebrity interviews. But here's what makes this story so much bigger than one podcast moment, because while Kylie is playing it cool, everything around her is falling apart. The wedding details are leaking faster than ever. A talk show host just admitted the biggest wedding security story of the year was actually a joke, and a new report claims Taylor literally paid another bride to give up her wedding date. The Kelce family fortress is being tested from every angle, and somehow Kylie is the one holding the line. Let's get into it.
Do we think there's a wedding this year?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Do you really not know?
I have no idea.
So here's how it went down. Kylie appeared on the podcast, Conversations with Cam, on March 25th. The host, Cameron Rogers, clearly had a plan. She didn't just ask Kylie about the wedding straight up. She tried to catch her when her guard was down. They were sitting together, coloring in coloring books. Just two women hanging out, markers in hand, completely relaxed. And then Rogers said, "Now that your brain is busy and you're so focused on coloring, what can we expect from Taylor and Travis's wedding?"
Now that your brain is busy and you're so focused on coloring, what can we expect from Taylor and Travis's wedding?
And Kylie, without missing a beat, without looking up, without a single crack in her composure, said, "I would love to give you all the details. I don't have them. That's it. 8 words, delivered like someone who has been asked this question 1,000 times and decided a long time ago exactly how she was going to answer it every single time."
I would love to give you all the details. I don't have them.
Now, does anyone actually believe that Kylie Kelce, the wife of Jason Kelce, the sister-in-law of the groom, the woman whose daughters are expected to be flower girls at this wedding, the woman who literally lives inside the Kelce family group chat, knows nothing? Absolutely not. Nobody believes that. Even the outlet that covered the story said chances are Kylie's just being loyal, and honestly, that loyalty is exactly what Taylor needs right now because everyone else around this wedding seems to be talking. This isn't even the first time Kylie has been grilled. Back in January, she went on the Today Show and Savannah Guthrie asked her straight up, "Do we think there's a wedding this year?" Kylie shrugged and said, "Oh, I don't know. I have no idea." Guthrie pushed harder. "You're not going to lie?" And Kylie laughed and said, "Yes, I'm not going to lie." Then she paused and added, "We're so excited to celebrate, though. We can't wait. That's the formula. Deny the details. Confirm the love. Move on." Kylie has turned this into an art form, and she's getting better at it every time someone asks.
Do we think there's a wedding this year?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Do you really not know?
I have no idea.
You're not going to lie.
Yes.
I know.
Not gonna lie.
I know you're not going to get yourself in trouble either.
Never.
I know, but
we're so excited to celebrate, though.
I know, of course.
We can't wait.
We all are.
But here's where the story takes a turn. Because while Kylie is giving nothing away, someone on the other side of the Atlantic just admitted that one of the biggest wedding security stories of the year was completely made up. Graham Norton, the beloved British talk show host who appeared in Taylor's Opalite music video alongside Cillian Murphy and Lewis Capaldi, went on record this week and said the whole NDA thing was a joke. For months, the internet believed that Norton had signed multiple non-disclosure agreements to attend the wedding. He said it on his Wanging On podcast back in January, "I've signed so many NDAs," and the quote went everywhere. Every outlet picked it up. Fans treated it as confirmation that the wedding security operation was at a level nobody had ever seen before. It became part of the mythology.
Who invited you to her wedding?
I can say nothing.
That means it's happening.
I've signed so many NDAs.
And now Norton is saying that was a joke. He said it at Advertising Week Europe on March 25th. He told the audience, "I said that as a joke on the podcast. I said, oh, I've signed all these NDAs, and then it started getting reported as a serious thing in America. I didn't say cut that out because I thought it was so obviously a joke." And when asked directly whether he had actually signed any NDA for the wedding, Norton said one word: no. So let that sink in for a second. One of the biggest pieces of evidence that fans were using to prove how locked down this wedding is: the NDAs, the secrecy, the idea that even guests were being legally bound to silence, was British humor that got lost in translation. Norton was joking, America took it literally, and now the whole NDA narrative has to be reconsidered. That doesn't mean the wedding isn't secure. Taylor is still running the tightest operation in celebrity history, but it does mean that at least one major piece of the puzzle was never real in the first place. And here's what makes all of this even more wild. Because while Norton is walking back his joke and Kylie is giving award-winning non-answers on podcasts, a new detail about the wedding has surfaced that might be the most Taylor Swift thing we've ever heard. Reports say that when Taylor and Travis decided they wanted June 13th at a certain luxury resort in Rhode Island, the date was already taken. Another bride had already booked it. So what did Taylor do? She paid that bride to give it up. She wanted June 13th, her half-birthday, her lucky number, the date that adds up to 9 in numerology, and she made it happen. That's not just wedding planning. That's main character energy at a level most people can't even comprehend. And all of this chaos is swirling around the same week that Travis walked into Arrowhead Stadium to sign his new deal, a contract worth up to $57.7 million over 3 years. The Chiefs posted the behind-the-scenes footage, and as Travis walked through the corridors of the stadium past framed photos of legendary moments, he spotted a portrait of Taylor performing at Arrowhead during the Eras Tour in 2023, the concert that started their entire love story. He paused, he turned toward the picture, he gave her a little wave, and he said, "Hey sweetie, how are you?" Just like that, like she was standing right there. The internet completely melted.
Home sweet home. We're excited, man. I think Coach Veach and the entire staff have brought in some of our favorites in terms of coaches, but also some of the best in the league have been added to the team. So it's exciting times, and I'm just ready to get back in the Chiefs uniform, man.
Fans said they've never seen a man love a picture that much. And honestly, after watching everything this family is going through right now, the leaks, the interrogations, the jokes getting reported as facts, the bride buying that quiet moment in a hallway is the calmest thing in this entire saga. Because let's be honest, the pressure on this family right now is insane. Someone in Travis's circle has been feeding wedding details to the press. Taylor is reportedly furious about it. Travis is quietly investigating who talked. The full honeymoon itinerary, 9 destinations across 3 continents, got published for the world to see. The ceremony location, the indoor requirement, the guest list, the names that are in and the names that are out, all of it has been leaking for weeks. And through all of that, Kylie Kelce sat on a podcast with a coloring book in her hand and gave away absolutely nothing. That's the difference between the people Taylor can trust and the people she can't. Kylie didn't slip. She didn't hint. She didn't even let her eyes tell a story. She said, "I would love to give you all the details," which is the most generous way of saying, "I'm not telling you anything." And then she moved on. Meanwhile, somewhere in Travis's camp, someone is still feeding outlets with information that was supposed to stay behind closed doors. The contrast is brutal, and it tells us exactly why Taylor's inner circle is about to get even smaller before June. So here's where we are. Kylie Kelce was ambushed on a podcast with coloring books and still gave nothing. Graham Norton admitted the NDA story was a joke that America took too seriously. Taylor reportedly paid another bride to secure June 13th at the venue she wanted. Travis waved at Taylor's portrait at Arrowhead and called her sweetie while signing a $57 million contract. The honeymoon spanning 9 countries is still public knowledge. Someone in Travis's camp is still leaking, and every single member of the Kelce family who has been asked about this wedding has given the exact same answer: "I don't know anything." Either the Kelce family is the greatest collective of liars in the history of professional sports, or Taylor Swift has built a security system so airtight that even the people inside it don't know what's happening until it's happening. Either way, we are 79 days from the wedding. The walls are holding. Kylie is coloring. Norton was joking, and Taylor Swift just bought a date off another bride like it was a pair of shoes. This family is undefeated. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.